Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer. And a beautiful Monday morning it is. Welcome into the hottest spot in town. This is Sunshine's Corner. I hope you had a wonderful weekend because I had a fulfilling weekend. But you know what? You've stepped into the right place this Monday morning. And as always, you've stepped into Sunshine's Corner, where this is the place we have those conversations that you need to know about. When you want to find out what's going on in and around our community, this is where you need to be. We talk about it. My philosophy is this. Bring everybody to the table. Let's talk about it. Then we can come up with a greater solution. And today we are going to share, some information that's going to really take you to another level. I had the opportunity, it's been about a year ago that I met Crista, and we were talking about Valerie's house, and now look at this. We are back again to talk about it again. Good morning, Crista.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, we're doing amazing, thank you.
Wonderful. And you know what? We were talking on camera about all the great things that you're doing, but we're going to talk about some things today. I think by me reading the information that was given to me through Maggie, morning Maggie, thank you, that that's my girl. But there's so much goes on with Valerie House. There's so much that you do that is so great that people need to be aware of. When you talk about, and when you think about it, with children, see, children are such a jewel. Mm-hmm. And when the things that children have to go through and what you provide is absolutely amazing. It's a godsend.
Thank you.
And I just want to say thank you for what you do. I just want to say thank you that I know about Valerie's house, that all the things that you have in this last year that we met. And I look at this, and we're talking today about the wicked truth. I love that. The wicked truth, how childhood grief, it shapes lives and what it's all about. So I want you to just take that from there, and let's talk about Valerie's house from that point right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for those who don't know, Valerie's House is a nonprofit with our sole focus on supporting children after the loss of a loved one and their caregivers.
Yes.
And the whole real purpose of what we're doing is being able to connect kids with other kids who are going through similar experiences.
Right.
And not only does that protect and help the child and changes their future, but what many don't always connect is that childhood grief, when left unsupported, ripples through our society.
God, yes.
And that is how we end up in situations where we have increased crime rates, increases in addiction, increases in overdoses and suicides. It starts with childhood trauma, whether it's grief or other, abandonment, abuse, trauma. We start helping children when it happens. That's how we change our future society.
Exactly.
So it's not just about what happens at Valerie's house, but it is what we do for the future of our society.
I love that.
And that's a lot about what we talk about in that article.
Exactly. And when you say that, and I'll say this because you made a point right then, when a child is affected at that age, there are ways that we can prevent, because trauma can lead to so many other areas of more trauma that they have not been able to rid themselves of or get a grip on, because that can cause them to make a decision that's going to take them in another direction.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm saying. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, when I say this, we have so many ways of things that we do that we don't understand. And I strongly believe this, Crista. At the age when a child is being molded, the things that they absorb like sponges. And if they don't have anywhere or how to use it, so it comes out in different ways.
It does. And many often it comes out in negative ways.
Exactly.
Risk-taking behaviors.
Exactly.
Self-harm.
Exactly.
Trying drugs, alcohol, like many kids do.
Exactly.
But at a heightened level that then turns into addiction.
Right.
And that is something that is a cycle with families, so many families in our community, but also just in the community at large.
What you do, what is it that prompted you to start that? Because that is such a need.
Oh, wow. My mom died when I was 11.
Okay.
And, but prior to that, my parents divorced when I was 5. She got sick when I was 6 years old. And at that time, is like around 6, I absorbed the emotions of many. I started being a caregiver to my brother and my mom, just naturally, instead of focusing on being a child. Then my mother dies when I am 11, and I don't know anybody who's experienced the death of a parent. I don't know anybody who had lost a grandparent at that point.
Oh, okay.
I did not understand anything that I was dealing with. I couldn't understand the many feelings of grief because I was taught that grief means sadness, and it didn't come out that way, right? For me, it came out as anger, very increased anger, a lot of emotional volatility. Eventually in high school, I found alcohol. That was a big escape for me, and I didn't even know I was doing that.
Right, and so you were 11 years old, so you were reaching out to find ways.
Yes. And, I also, put the wall up, the barrier, and I thought I was fine because I wasn't crying, but that is not at all what happens. There's so many emotions with grief.
Right.
And many people don't recognize that. Grief doesn't come out as tears, it comes out as anger. Might be loss of concentration in school, so your grades drop. Maybe you start to get in arguments. Yes, you're completely misunderstood.
Unseen,
unheard.
Yes.
And you just learn how to cope the best you can if you do not have the tools to do what you can. So my entire purpose is to try and help the me's of today.
Exactly.
So that children don't have to go through decades of self-induced trauma at that point, right? I mean, now I'm happy to say I haven't had a drink in over 8 years.
Come on now.
My first, and that started when I was about 13 years ago.
Right.
So it's, I went through so many struggles emotionally with my addictions, with my choices. I hurt people, I hurt myself, I hurt my career and opportunities, and it started with childhood grief.
Right.
And that is what we're trying to change.
Hurt people.
Yes.
I mean, I've heard that before, that hurt people really hurt people. When you think about that, just say that again, you understand that. But when it comes to a child and what you do, Crista, I think about when a child feels, how does an unseen child, the sense of their identity, safety, a sense of worth, all of that's within that. And when you have these parents, the children that come in, do the parents, the relative of that child, they get to go through these processes as well to learn how?
Exactly. So every family enrolled in our program comes to their assigned group night twice a month.
Okay.
And the way it works is it starts with a dinner, just time of community building. Kids are playing and eating, half eating, mostly playing. Caregivers who are bringing the child. So that could be a parent, a godparent. We've had foster parents.
Right.
We have an aunt or an uncle, grandparents now raising their grandkids. They also come, and they are, forming their own bonds. Many of them are grieving. Many of them are just trying to make it day to day. And it's only during their, 2 times at Valerie's house a month that's where they're able to relax and really share what's going on with them.
Exactly.
And everybody learns about grief through the lens of a child and how to understand, identify all the many emotions of grief and trauma, because it's not just sadness, right?
Exactly.
It's anger.
When you say that,
scared.
What this really, I got this thought that went across my, when you learn and to share the grief of a child, there got to be so many ways that they're misunderstood. They don't understand even when it is death. How is it when you reach that child, what's the most common denominator with a child that shared the most? I know all of them have different ways. What would you say the most commonality of that with the children?
Well, so, one of the biggest, I would say, there's two different ones that really stand out to me when you ask that. The very first one that is common among all ages, and it's one that many do not even think about, is guilt.
Really?
We can have children who are 5 and 6, and they come in, no one knows what that word means, very often when you're in the younger ages, and then they start to, identify and understand what that is, but they're carrying things like, Mom died in her sleep last night because I was mean to her before we went to bed.
Oh my God.
Yes. Daddy took his own life because we weren't a good family. This is the type of guilt and misunderstandings that children start to absorb, and they bring that into the world, and they don't know.
Absolutely.
And their caregiver more than likely doesn't even think that they might be thinking that.
Absolutely.
The other part of the guilt is we didn't spend enough time with them. That's one that is very common. For me, I talk about that myself during my mother's last, her last month. She was so frail, and it was uncomfortable to be around her at that time because it made me feel bad. And other people, and so this is what kids are feeling. So then we're carrying that guilt of, oh my gosh, I should have done this, I should have done that, right? So that is a really big topic that many people don't think about.
And you know what I use when you said something about even when a child, if a person take their life, or if something is going on with the parents, this has just struck me as, can you imagine what that child feels like if they are there and that parent went to that step? Can you imagine what that's going to do, how it's going to affect that child? I go there to say this: we as an adult need help.
Yes.
So therefore, so that you won't put that stress and that pain on your loved ones that's around you, because there's going to be consequences of everything that you do. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, everything.
There are always consequences. But I think about the fact of it is that we sometimes take it's so selfish when we do that. I'm talking about if a child sees a loved one or find out that a loved one took their life. I think that's selfish, because then here's this child got to grow up to get over that. They're going to take that with them throughout life. But with the services that you offer, with the services that you bring, and how I noticed that when you bring a child and you let them, hey, look, it's pieces, more play in this, you're getting to know that child.
Yes.
To make them feel comfortable where they are, so you can reach them.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
you see, we got on the screen there, look at that. You've got something coming up here soon too.
We do.
Yeah.
A few days.
A few days. And I want people to be able to come out to be a part of that. Let's talk about that.
Yes. So it's super exciting. It's called, it's our second annual event, Cocktails for a Cause.
Yep.
And it is a taste and toast competition is how the event starts. And that is a competition with local chefs and mixologists come together, and they do a bite of food paired with a taste of a cocktail. And these 10 teams compete for best sip, best taste, best overall, people's choice. And it's just a fun way to really step into the holiday season and kick it off. And the reason though that we're doing it during November, is because it's National Children's Grief Awareness Month.
It is.
So it will always be the Thursday before Thanksgiving.
Right.
And it's just a time for all of us to come together as a community, step into the beauty of what the holiday season is.
Exactly.
It's a time of forgiveness. It's a time of community. And also we're doing that around something that, we are working very diligently to share with the community, that it's not just about this child and their family, it's about our community.
Exactly.
And how it impacts us.
Exactly.
So that is this coming up Thursday. There are still a few tickets left. We're expecting about 300 people.
Whoa!
Yes. And it's super easy if you want information about it. It's just www.cocktailsforacausepensacola.org, and there's all the information on that website. We're super excited. We'll have a couple videos that really talk about, from the kids' perspective, what happens at Valerie's house, why they come, what they get out of it, because something that I want others to know is that it's not a place of sadness.
Come on, I
it is
understand
a place of joy. And kids are running around. They know that they are normal when they're at Valerie's house for what they're going through. Right. There's nothing wrong with you because you're grieving.
Exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, please, you see it's almost sold out, so look, get your tickets. But the fact of it is, and when you talk about community, and that's what I believe in.
Yes, you do.
From the crown of my head to the sole of my feet, that when you capture and really that link that you have to have to the community that show that the care there to bring us as a community to complete that us, that we can do anything as a community to take care, even with the things that Valerie House does. But you see the puzzle.
That's what it is. It
It's
is
a
a puzzle.
puzzle.
And it takes all of us.
And it takes every last one of us to complete that puzzle. We're going to talk more with Crista about Valerie's House and the things that are going on that you can be a part of right here when we return on Sunshine's Corner.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason, and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
I'm Emily Echeverria, Marketing Communications Director for Council on Aging of West Florida and the host of Coming of Age. Watch our show to find out what we're doing for our seniors and their families, and hear from area experts and local business owners about their programs and services. Want to help? Find out how you can work with us to bring a better future to our seniors. Watch Coming of Age, 3:30 p.m. Wednesdays, only on Blab TV.
Pensacola, Wagwan mean? What's up in Jamaica? My name is Nash, CEO of Good Vibes Jamaican Grill. Once you see me, you already know this is where the flavor, the vibes, everything is at. Right here at 7999 Pensacola Boulevard. If you want oxtail, curry goat, jerk chicken, and so much more, just come right here at Good Vibes. Just come on down and just come enjoy yourself. If you haven't been, you're missing out. And if you're coming, bring your friend, tag a friend or friend.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. We're having a great conversation. I mean, Crista, she shares, she's working on me already. I mean, but we're talking about Valerie's House and the great event that's coming up on Thursday, but we were talking about something else off camera, how we as adults don't realize we're still dealing with the trauma at 10, making decisions that's reflecting as a 10-year-old because we're not getting the help we need to make the change. I mean, that is amazing, but it's true. And you can see that in so many.
Right.
But I think sometimes we don't want to accept the fact that I had to learn this, that everybody needs help. I mean, to talk to somebody to get the help that you need. And it's such a relief. It's like with me, when I visit my therapist, right? At first, it came out like a water. All I could do was cry. But I was releasing things that I was holding on the inside.
Right.
And it's so much, I feel so much lighter now. I can recognize other things that I couldn't at first.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, you know, when what we learn as children, what we go through as children, and when we're not able to heal, you know, I'll call it that inner child.
Exactly.
Right? We get in situations as adults, and our default is to respond as we did as a child. And everybody does it.
Exactly.
And that is, you know, as adults, right? Which is why, you know, we have, you know, for me personally, right? It is fear of abandonment, fear of being alone, right? So then I would protect myself. So closed off to relationships, right? Run away from them, or chase after them, whatever it might be. But I'm responding as if I'm that little girl saying, wait a minute, what about me? Where's my mom going? What's happening? I don't want to lose my mom. So then I grow up thinking, well, if I'm ever, love somebody, a friend, a mate, they're going to leave me because that's what I've learned. So I respond and act that way. And then you do that kind of stuff in business. And this is why we have so many problems in our society, is because people struggle to admit they think they're weak, to know that they might need help. And it's about, no, when you recognize that you need to be healed, that is courage and strength.
That takes a lot.
Hiding from it, that's not.
I mean, when you even mention it could be a divorce, it could be anything. That's why the relationships don't work, because you're not, I mean, you're still doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. I mean,
right.
I mean, wow, that is amazing. But now, you were talking about Thursday. Let's go back to about the events on Thursday. I love the fact that, and I'm going to be there. We talked about how I can make it work with the 2 things I have to do. I will be there, okay? Yes. But the fact of it is, you are putting forth I see it in your face. I mean, the delivery that you're giving from what you're feeling on the inside.
Oh, thank you.
You can see it. And it's just that's there.
It's my passion.
There you go. And I mean, that is wonderful, Crista, because that's what we need in everything.
Yeah.
To get to that realization. And I'll say it again. You can't keep doing the same over and over and expect a different outcome. You need a little help.
Yes.
I mean, what is it you want to talk about more with the event coming up on Thursday? Because I think that's going to be with everything that's happening this week with Valerie's house.
So there's something too that I wanted to share with everybody. And if you can't make the event, and ways to support, because everybody has gone through grief, right? We started our program in April of 2021. With 15 kids and 10 caregivers. And we have now served close to 650 children and their families in less than 4 years.
Oh my goodness.
We started with 2 group nights a month. We have 13 group nights a month, because we offer 3 specialty groups. 2 of those are open to the public, and it's a young adult group that meets once a month, and it's an infancy and pregnancy loss group that meets once a month, for that mother, for that woman who went through that loss. And so those are 2 specialty groups that we do, right? But we are having, we do a group within inside a PACE Center for girls. There is not one single cost to anything that we do for our families.
There you go.
Right? We have our largest group is a group that is geared towards loss specific, and it's our high trauma night, and that's geared towards those who are suffering a stigmatized loss. Your murders, your suicides, your overdoses.
Oh, wow.
These are on the rise in our community. Escambia County is one of the worst in the state. Yet families feel
for what?
For overdose, suicide is on the rise, and so much of this is driven too by fentanyl. And these families are stigmatized because of their loss type, right? Somebody who takes their own life, that is a disease, no different from cancer. It is a disease around mental health, your brain, right? And that is something that many in society don't realize too. So we have a night dedicated to that type loss. This is where you belong.
Exactly.
Right? And something that is beautiful about Valerie's house is that there are families from all backgrounds, all religions, all demographics. And when they step foot into Valerie's house, they don't see those differences. They see the raw vulnerability of loss.
Exactly.
And everybody comes together to support. So that's what Thursday night's about. So if people can't come, there is a way to participate. We have opportunities to sponsor a group night dinner, to sponsor an activity, to sponsor a child for a year, and we do it through something called our Cardinal Caring Tree campaign. It kicks off on Thursday. And the reason we call it the Cardinal Caring Tree is I always say my mom sends me cardinals.
Oh.
So instead of it being like a wish tree, what happens is, let's say that you decided we're going to sponsor a meal, and that donation is $250. There's an ornament, a cardinal ornament, that matches that level of sponsorship, and you hang it on the tree with your name on it. And now this entire tree gets decorated, and by the end of the year, it is surrounded with all of these different ornaments representing cardinals and the support that community is bringing to our families, so that we can not only support them today, but support the future of our society.
Oh, wow.
And information is also on the event website about that, which again is cocktailsforacausepensacola.org. And I just invite people to check it out, even if you can't make the event, because you can learn about what we do and why it's important.
I mean, you got it together. I'll say that because as you speak, I'm thinking about things that is so helpful. And with the fact that everybody's listening, that you need to go ahead and get your name on that tree.
Yes, yes.
I mean, come on. You can, she said $250 is one of the levels, right?
Oh yeah, there's $100, $250, $500, $900, $1,800.
Take it on up if you want to.
That's
Nobody's
right.
going to stop you.
That's right.
But the fact that it is, collectively, everything works together.
Yes.
That makes it a whole that can support and help these children.
Right.
What is it that you think that a child that's grieving, what do they need most from the community and adults?
They need understanding.
Okay.
They need grace. They need for people to stop and think about, you see a child acting out, or you see a child's grades are dropping, a child's being bullied, or they're the bully. What is really going on deeper?
To cause
right?
them to do
Seek
that.
to understand. Don't immediately judge. So many children don't need discipline, they need resources, right? They're not wicked, they're wounded. How do you support that? And so often, that doesn't happen. And this is where we end up with children, like we know in Florida, the state of Florida, 30% of the kids who are part of the Florida's juvenile detention system have lost a parent. 70% have suffered major losses, whether it is a parent's incarcerated, loss of another close family member. I mean, they're wounded. They don't know how to deal with any of the emotions that they're feeling. No one's paying attention to what's going on underneath. So they just take risk-taking behaviors.
Oh, wow.
And it comes out differently.
Is it sometime that the parent and the child is wounded?
Absolutely.
And they both need the
They're
help.
both wounded. Yeah, so think about, so we have we have another group that's dedicated strictly to sibling and child loss. So when a family loses a child, the sibling loses not only their child, their sibling, but they lose part of their parent.
But of course.
Because that parent is grieving so deeply for the child that they lost.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
So think about that dynamic. And so children end up with, well, we're just going to try and keep the peace. I'm not going to bring up that I'm upset. I'm not going to bring it because I don't want to make anybody else upset.
Of course.
So they're pushing that down, and then again, as we've talked about, it starts coming out in different ways.
Exactly.
And so
Unbelievable.
at Valerie's house, the caregivers are there to be able to support each other, and the kids get an opportunity away from their environment to connect with other kids who are experiencing the same exact loss.
Exactly. And I'm hearing, Crista, and listen at this, ladies, this is not something that can change overnight. This is a process.
It is a process, and grief is lifelong.
Exactly.
And there's no check a box and you're done.
Exactly.
And people hear things like, you should be over it by now. Shouldn't you move on? It's okay. No, it's not. I grieve today. What my grief looks like today is, and I'll tear up, every time my daughter hits a milestone that I didn't have my own mom for.
Exactly.
I grieve.
And I've heard that so many times, oh, you should be over that now. You should be done with that now.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, there are things that we see that we carry around that with us every single day, be it an adult or a child. We need help. And it's okay. It's okay. I tell you, Abraham Scully says this, and I love him. He said, it's okay not to be okay, but just find the help. It's okay. We're going to talk more about what Valerie House has for you, the family, when we return. Now you can get on that tree right here on Sunshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in Racing Blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if auto owners make sense for you.
Keep going, more. No, stop!
Sonia Bay's Botanicals is a local wellness boutique that specializes in infused fruit juices, medicinal herbal tea remedies, clean hair and body care, and herbal infused sea moss gels, which can be purchased 1 for $25 or 2 for $40. This sea moss contains 92 of the body's 102 essential minerals used to increase energy, relieve pain and inflammation, and improve blood pressure and more. From parasite cleanse to detox and weight loss to blood sugar control, Sonia Bay's Botanicals has a natural solution for you.
Bam, bam, bam.
Bam! I'm back. Blab TV, brand new episodes.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner on this Monday. We're talking with Crista, and of course we're talking about Valerie's House and everything that you should be a part of, the family should be a part of, to take notice in what they're doing and pulling the community together in a time such as this that's needed. And I will never ever say again, you should be over that. You know, I'll never, come on now, you should be done with that by now. No, I won't do that again. But you wanted to bring up some other points that you talked about.
Yeah, so there is something that I just want to challenge everyone to think about. Many people will be going to see the release on Saturday of the second part of Wicked.
Yes.
Right, which is the prequel to the whole Wizard of Oz story. And, you know, the whole story is about how the Wicked Witch becomes the Wicked Witch.
Exactly.
Right? But Elphaba represents what so many of the children in our community are going through. And that's what I want people to look at. She started as, you know, lost her mother to death, abandoned them by her father, became a caregiver to her, you know, younger sibling, was told she's too much, she was alienated, she didn't understand what she was going through, she was ostracized from belonging, which is all she wanted to be, to feel a sense of community, to belong, to feel and know that she is loved. Then none of that happened, and eventually she becomes wicked. She wasn't wicked.
Exactly.
She was wounded.
Exactly.
A wounded child. And so this is what happens to children in trauma and in grief. They start to be deemed, oh, well, they're a bad child. Well, they're stupid, right? Oh, well, troublemaker.
Right.
No, all of these children are hurting without the tools and the support to understand everything that is happening to them, whether it's grief or other trauma. They end up being labeled and they become what they're labeled. That is what you see represented in the entire Wicked saga. And the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what we do.
Exactly.
And it gives you an opportunity to look at her through a different lens, right? The Wicked Witch.
Right.
How that started.
Exactly.
Looking at it through a lens of compassion and empathy and understanding. That's what we need in this society.
Say that again.
Right?
We need so much of that.
Everybody has perspectives, and that's okay. We need to be a place of, and invite places to understand and encourage communication.
Exactly.
And not only do we do that at Valerie's house, but we instill that within our children. So when they leave and go off to college and things like that, and they become adults, that is the type of stuff that they're taking with them.
Right.
And coping skills. And how do you see others for what they might be going through underneath the surface?
I mean, and you see, ladies and gentlemen, that is so important what she's talking about. I mean, and it all boils back down to when it comes back to the community where they're prepared to go out and to do things that is going to be better for them. But if we don't take heed and start to take control, should I say, of the things that are going on with our children and with ourselves, to make sure it's better. And that's exactly what you're doing there at Valerie's house. You're opening that door. There is a point where everybody and a child, I mean, I just think about children on the things. I go back when I lost my parents. I know how I felt, and I was a grown woman.
Right. I mean, I can't tell you, and we invite anybody, to come take a tour of Valerie's house and really see what happens.
Exactly.
But I cannot tell you how many people, adults, come in, and once they sit down with us and they hear about and they learn about Valerie's house, they start emptying out their own grief that they are holding on to because they feel safe to do that.
Exactly.
I have people who I just met who will leave. I mean, if I had $1 for every time I hear this, we'd have a lot of sponsorships for children. I don't know how I just shared stuff with you that I haven't shared with people in years, and I just met you.
Exactly.
This is what happens at Valerie's house. It is a place of healing, of hope, of community, and it's not just about our group nights and what we're doing in our core mission, but we're here for everybody.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, I stammer when I say it, but when you are able to allow all this that you've had pent up on the inside, they're talking to you because they feel that comfort to let it out because there's something that's heavy within them. Can you imagine that as a child? Somebody's on the phone, I think. Let's see. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonshine. Good morning to your guests. How y'all doing this morning?
Oh, wonderful.
Good.
Yes, I wanted to call in and I wanted to say that your guest spoke beautifully about the breakdown into trauma with children and how you have to look beyond what you see because there's something there behind that. And something that I was studying last week because I was in a training is that no matter how that trauma is and how it displays, you cannot never give children in trauma too much love.
Amen.
Love is a healing power that will break that trauma down and heal those children. And I just wanted to express that.
Exactly. And when you talk about the things, Crista, you were saying how it's all, when you brought up, you said grace. That we need that grace.
Yes.
And it's true, but all that boils right back to, because love is the greatest key of all. Love is a wonderful thing. And when you can plant that in a child, you can see a child, how can I do this narrative? You can tell one that's loved more than another, even the way that they react.
Yeah.
When a child come to you, you can tell when they're seeking love, if they just want to grab onto you just for that hug. That means a lot that they can grow and grow forward with the trauma that they're dealing with. And don't be like that. Okay, come on, honey, you should be over that. I can't get up because I've been in that spot before. And it's just like the caller said, that's something that does not go away. No. You got to know how to reach and to show that love. And it's amazing, I think, that he went through the classes he went through last week, and we're talking about this today.
Well, and it reminds me of an activity that we do at Valerie's house. All of our activities make understanding and learning about grief fun, and I know that doesn't sound like that should be the case, but we do it through art and movement and play, But one of the things, when we're talking about, and this relates to what's underneath, it's called masked emotions. So you know you have like an art mask, and it's blank, and we have an emotion that is assigned to a color.
Oh, really?
And so you take your mask and you paint on, based on the colors, right? What are the emotions that we show to the world and we show outwardly? But then you turn this mask over and you paint in there with the colors of the emotions, what do we hold on in the inside? And that is what we all need to be paying attention. What is underneath the surface? What is deeper from what we see, right? The same scenario as an iceberg, right?
Exactly.
We see a little bit up at the top, what is underneath?
Exactly.
It's the underneath part that doesn't get the attention. And that's why we see repeated cycles in our society with, addiction, rising crime rates, fighting amongst different groups. Everybody's fighting for their opinion. Everybody can have an opinion, and it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's okay.
So
not to be okay, it's okay. Come
and
on,
it is okay
Abraham.
not to be right. So that it reminds me that a lot of that is all, what we are constantly working through with children and our families is what is underneath the surface, and then if we can approach everybody who we come in contact with in that manner, we're going to create a society of empathy and grace.
Exactly.
And
Instead
love.
of what you see in
Right.
the society today.
Right.
I tell you. Oh, thank you. Look, I forgot he was there.
Yeah. Did you hear the masked emotions example?
I was just paying attention because she's speaking nothing but the truth, and I give nothing but the blessings and praise that Valerie House continue to be successful and that they continue to work towards healing all these children and families.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you,
You're
Dr.
welcome.
Martin.
Y'all have a blessed day.
You too.
I mean, he works with children, okay? And but he is a open-minded person, and I love the fact when he can sit back and he'll give his opinion on what he sees and how it ties all together. But even with what he's learning, what we're talking about today, it all ties together. There's that connecting the dot.
Right.
That makes a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Valerie's House. They've got, go to the website, check out the tickets. See, if you may not have it because it's almost sold out.
It is. Almost, yeah. About 30 more tickets.
Oh, wow. And you hear this, be a part of this. I always tell everybody this. Support.
Yeah.
Support what the need is. Support because, again, I say, if we connect all the dots, you put yours with mine, then we got a greater. And if we take the I out of the equation, it's us.
Yeah.
That we make a difference by working together. I just think that's the way God intended it to be, that we're supposed to work this way. And the fact of it is that what she's doing with Valerie House that affects so many families that need the help. You never know what tomorrow holds. You never know. And be a part of Valerie's House, because I know a young lady, and I'm not going to call your name, but I know. And your name has come out on many of things with Valerie's House. And I think that speaks volumes right there, because that let you know what you're doing is making a difference.
Thank you.
It makes a difference. And when we talk about these things with our children, how is it that we can be a part to help? And if you are an adult, and if you feel that way sometimes, seek help for you. Check in with the family night with the children.
Yeah.
Find out how that can help you as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, we also have a lot of our volunteers who, like me, went through childhood trauma and grief, and they are going through healing as they're helping others heal.
Right.
And that's really how I found and realized that this whole peer-to-peer support model that is our core at Valerie's House, that works, because I started doing that in my early 20s in Atlanta. There was an organization starting with this type model, and I started healing from my own loss of my mom over a decade after. When I saw how a child their face would light up when I said, I do understand I went through it just like you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a conversation I can just keep going on and on and on and on and on. We got to go to break. When we come back, now, if you've got something you would like to share with Crista about Valerie's house, do so, 850-432-7768. Otherwise, don't forget now, this show will replay this afternoon at 6 o'clock. So if you didn't get it all today, tell your friends to tell somebody else you need to watch it today, right here, Sunshine's Corner on Blab TV.
My name's Kelly McLeod. I'm the owner of Bella Magazine. Bella is a source of uplifting and inspiring content for the women of Pensacola.
I think the magazine is just so thoughtfully done. There's a lot of attention to detail. The stories are really good.
You've got seriousness, you've got fun, education, fashion. It just encompasses everything.
Women are multidimensional, and so is Bella.
From the efficiency of American natural gas and the dependability of nuclear power, to the strength of Florida's sunshine and the flexibility of advanced battery storage systems, we leverage a diverse mix of energy sources to power our growing state, ensuring reliable, low-cost power for your home or business whenever you need it. FPL, working for you every single day.
Adventure, fun, and connections is all right here in your backyard with Pensacola Parks and Recreation. Bike the trails and feel the rush. Come to our senior program for ages 50 and older. Learn new skills and make new friends. Tee up at Osceola Golf Course and paddle into nature with Bayview Outdoor Pursuits. Pensacola Parks and Recreation. Discover more, play more, live more.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
And welcome back to this Monday edition of Sunshine's Corner. What a way to start off the Monday with your week with a great show like this, with all of this information, how it's all about helping each other. And I put a star there, our children.
Yes.
I mean, our children. And you've been here, what, this is the 4th year? I mean, it sounds like you've been doing this for 50. I mean, no, because you got it together. But that's something from your heart. When there's something you know you're doing the right thing, it shows. It's not a job. This is something that you know that's helping somebody else, and you give your best. You always put yourself on the other side. Now, if this were me, I need to do this. And I can see that in the way you deliver with every question, everything that we've talked about today, that the love that you care for what you do, and that's what it takes. Well, now, coming up, I want to reiterate that coming up on this Thursday, there's a lot going on. You can be a part of it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask this question. Just keep going across my head. Just keep going. You know, when you mentioned the fact to have children with the things that they fear, that they hold on the inside, and when you can break that stigma to let that child know, okay, to get it out, is it a process that they try them? No, how can I ask it? With the parent and the child, is there a place where if the child hold back because they think it's going to hurt the parent, or even more so when they're going through, because if there's a child and the parent going through the help that they need, that the child try to still hold back because of the fact they don't want to hurt?
Well, you know, that's kind of what the beauty of Valerie's house is, because the children are meeting with their same age group.
Okay.
So on a group night, the caregivers are in their own group, and then you have different age groups meeting, right?
Okay.
Your teens, your middle age, your like 5 to 8 year olds, and then
somebody in their own peer. Okay.
Right. So they are able to learn as we're all talking about, say, you know, different coping skills, or identifying and what a specific emotion is, like what does anxiety feel like. So as often as possible, we let the children in the group define what something might be through their own, experiences. And as they share that, another child will be like, oh my gosh, yes, I feel that same way, yes.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so it's
breaking.
when a child starts to see that they're not the only one feeling this way, and in an environment that is just for them, and they're able to start saying it's okay for us to talk about this. Right? And then they all talk about what are some healthy coping mechanisms, what are ways that we can handle these things when we're feeling this way. So we also, though, as families come to us, they learn to be able to communicate better to each other.
Most certainly.
Right? And I will also tell you, especially with my teens, it's not an excuse for poor behavior. It can be understood why we might act certain ways, but it's not an excuse. See, I excelled at making, my childhood an excuse for poor behavior and poor decisions.
And there's a huge difference.
And I will not accept it. And I've already been there and done all that, so you can't get anything past me.
She's been there, got the T-shirt, so don't come.
That's right. But and so that's where where kids are able to be in a space where they feel safe, to be very open, where they might not be at home because they are trying to protect, their caregiver, right? But it's just amazing to watch.
I can imagine
transformations at Valerie's house with these children, and then the way that they can speak to others and the community about what they're going through, and then the way that they welcome new children into their group. I've been there. My brother died too. They realize, oh, I'm not the only one who's going through this.
Lost that, right?
Right, and so.
I understand totally. When you said that sometime in the drawings and the arts, and everybody know I love Law and Order, when they get with the kids, they sit, they draw the things that's hurting them, and you put those things together to see what it is that they're holding on the inside. And it's just even with the splatter of a color, the consistency of something like that is saying something that they're holding on the inside.
One of the biggest things the biggest things on that, when we talk about that what they're hiding is fear, guilt, anger.
When you
is what
say
they're
fear,
trying to
what
have.
do they fear? Are they fearing it's going to happen to them?
Fear that, it's going to happen to them. It's going to happen to another parent. That they fear what's going to happen to me. This is a very confusing time. Now my mom has to go back to work because our father was the one who worked, and so what's going to happen to me? Am I still going to be able to play baseball?
Family dynamics change.
Yeah, so these are all the things that is going through their head, and it's fear, right?
Wow.
And anger, and worry.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I bring that up to say because you see, Valerie House, they're here for you. If you have not been there, there is a way you can get a tour.
Yes.
Tell them how to get that tour again.
Yeah, the easiest way is you can see on the screen. I mean, you can text us at 850-582-8255. You can look us up on Facebook and send us a message and say, you'd love to get a tour. It's just Valerie's House Pensacola on Facebook. And, there's also a lot of opportunities for organizations to volunteer. So we have groups that come in and they might do admin stuff. They might do, yard work, helping us keeping our space up. A lot of groups, now that we have our a kitchen, we didn't have a kitchen in this gorgeous 1904 home.
I remember you talked about that.
So now we have a kitchen, and so groups will come in. We might have some. Ladies' Bible Study has done this. They come in and they pre-make casseroles. And then we're able to keep those. So when we don't have a dinner sponsor or someone providing dinner, we already have these made. Because every night starts with a meal, and so often the meal they get at Valerie's house is the best and most nutritious and full meal that they might get all month, those 2 meals, right? So
you got me thinking
so
food now when you say casserole.
Oh, and we got some great ones. So there's lots of ways to get involved if working with, directly with children is something that,
that you do.
isn't
that
you can't. So there's lots of ways to be involved with us.
Absolutely. So come on.
And we invite everyone to come take a tour.
And that you can text you again. That number is 850
582 No, it's completely
Put it back
losing
up.
me. Yeah, sorry, 8255.
Okay, 8255.
Yeah.
But look, ladies and gentlemen, there are so many ways. And don't forget now, if you want to get that ticket, there are a few of them left, maybe possibly 30, that's going to be taking place. You can also go on their website, find out what's left there for you. And their website address is?
That is for the event, which is cocktailsforacause.pensacola.org. And our website is just valerieshouse.org/Pensacola.
Right.
So there's lots of ways to find us.
That's right. And be a part. Be a part. Make a difference. Be a part. Volunteer. Cook up another casserole and I'll come and taste it for you. I mean, thank you so much, Crista, for coming in this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been such a pleasure.
We got to keep this going because I told you last time, I said we're not going to stop. So we can continue with this information because what you're doing is so needed in the community.
Thank you.
I believe that when God puts something together, he has the dots already connected. We just got to follow through. And what you're doing is great work. That's great work in the community that's needed.
Thank
and so you as an adult, reach out. See how this can be a help to you as well. Don't forget, working together is the community as a whole coming together to make a difference. And I appreciate you from the heart and thank you for coming in.
Thank you. My team thanks you and the community for allowing us the opportunity to share this with others and the way that the community does embrace us. We are so grateful and would not be able to do it without everybody, so thank you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to get out of here. It's been a fantastic day. I can't believe the hour is already up. But we've had such a great day today, learned so much. And if you're going through something and you know somebody who needs the help, please go by 850-582-8255. You can text. Find out how you can be a part to get the help that you need. Leaving you as I do every day, my dear friends, never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first, I'll guarantee you this, you'll be a total success. Until tomorrow at 9 o'clock, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.